people? It's your boy Hawes back in the building, back with another live stream episode of Behind the Art, live from Sukasa Studios. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, my boy, Mr. Put in Work himself, Robert Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
on
you.
this episode of the stream.
Yes.
So the show's pretty simple, just try to get people on, get to learn a little bit more about them behind the art, what they do outside of the screens, and kind of like bring people into that world. So,
okay, we're via screen.
Via screen.
I
You feel
love
me?
it.
We review films. Exactly. We review films that I feel like are inspired by the guests that I have today. I thought it was very, very indicative of this conversation to watch Coach Carter.
Yes.
So that's what we got for today, bud.
The movie, the choice.
But where you at though, bro? How you been?
I've been chilling. Really like working.
Anything in particular? You working on anything in particular?
Working on a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about putting on TV. I'm excited about the Star Project. I'm excited about putting on records. I'm excited about C4. I'm excited about Synergy Podcast. I'm excited about G12 Podcast. I'm excited about the Ford Festival next year. I'm excited about my new clothing brand that I'm about to do. I'm excited about a bunch of shit.
Yeah, like you are a man of many things. So like me, this is like one of those platforms where you want to learn about how a person is outside of the work that they do on a day
I am the work.
How does one balance being that,
There's no such thing as that.
Okay. Break that down.
So actually, shout out to Charlie, who was on a panel at work. She said it kind of best, like when you're in this creative field, or if you take yourself super seriously in what you do creatively, there's really no such thing as balance. You know what I'm saying? Of course, some things will fall by the wayside. And you have to be okay with those things. I think Charlie aborted it beautifully in a way that I never really processed, but I'm gonna use probably for the rest of my life. You don't have to search for balance. You can search for harmony. Things don't have to be aligned like this if they're flowing like that together. You know what I'm saying? So harmony doesn't mean, I think a lot of people internally try to make internal balance, whereas when you are exceptionally great or when you are extraordinary, life will harmonize with you. But you have to get to the point of greatness, and I think a lot of people are scared to get to that point, so they seek balance. Because greatness ain't balance at all.
Yeah, because there's a lot of sacrifices, there's a lot of hardships,
and there's a lot of like also misunderstanding. People not getting, people don't recognize what you're doing. Why are you doing it like that? Yeah, so then you don't. Why seek for balance in a world where everyone who is balanced is off, unhinged, unkiltered, uncultured?
Yeah.
Why would I seek balance in this way? I'm seeking greatness. So I want to have fun.
So I feel like I'm understanding harmony as like a peace of mind and like an okayness of where you're at with things. Like, so how does one? Well, not just one yourself. Like, how do you figure out? How have you been navigating that? Like the journey of finding harmony and what it is that you do.
I just gratitude. I feel like gratefulness and appreciation for the fact that I'm on this journey. It's like the key. So anything that happens on the journey, I'm kind of satisfied with because I'm on the journey. Like one of my most important sayings to myself is the process is more important than the goal. So the process I enjoy. So that means I don't care about the bad side of the process. I don't care about the good side. I care about the whole thing. So when a bad part is happening, I know it's a part of the process because this is my life. This is what. So anything I exhibit or anything I experience is a part of my life. Like, and it's okay because my life is mine.
Yeah.
And I own my process and my life. So it's fun.
We've talked about that before offline about like, being engulfed in the work. But I've seen you as someone who has also been able to like compartmentalize into where I see on the outside looking in. You don't necessarily take things home. I think that's like almost sometimes very hard to be able to have a skill to have. How have you been able to balance in that way? So we know balance doesn't exist when you're trying to achieve greatness.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing about
separation.
And that's the thing about harmony. But that's the thing about harmony. I think God has blessed me with a unique situation to where I have a great supportive family that loves me unconditionally, that understand. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
it's not that I don't bring work home, it's just people that are around me understand. And it's my doing that. Like I don't allow people, like, you know what I'm saying, that I don't allow people. I left my parents' house when I was 17 and I didn't go back. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get firm grass on, like, if you don't see it how I see it, then I won't be around.
How does in the space where that's kind of like heavily predicated on maintaining and establishing and fostering relationships, how do you kind of do that, like with that same mindset of like, if we don't necessarily see things the same way, I'm kind of, there's gonna have to be like a clear separation, or
Well, no,
maybe not a separation,
I mean,
but however
it's
you
not
say it.
it's not about like, if we're in the same field and we don't see things the same way, we're in the same field, so we have a connection. I'm talking about people who aren't in my field that don't see things the same way. Where's the connection? Like, I can be around people that are in my field that see things differently, because at the end of the day, we're in the same field. So there is a common denominator. But just be around, like, I don't believe in being around people conveniently. Just because you're conveniently around, just because you someone that I was born into, or a place I was born into, or anything, just because it's conveniently around me doesn't mean I have to settle into it or adopt that way of thought or that way of being. I never cared.
How do you, if someone is like myself, I feel like more recently I've been struggling with that, like the identifying with, again, the folks that I grew up with and kind of naturally came up around, and kind of seeing myself differently, even down to the interest and like what I'm currently doing, and then finding it sometimes hard to be in some of those same environments with those folks that I may have grown up with, because it's kind of a disconnect. And I think what it is that I'm experiencing in those moments is kind of what you're explaining, but I maybe haven't been able to articulate it like how you're doing now. So how was you able to recognize that, to where it's like, oh, we are only around each other because it's convenient?
I moved a lot, man. So moving a lot. I moved all over Mass. Then we moved to Georgia. Then I moved back. So like I've never been as scared to shed, and I got to see like what comes. Like, when you move, you have to make new friends. You have to get acclimated to the environment you're in. You have to learn the environment you're in. Then you have to adapt to it. And then you have to still be you, because you don't want to get lost in a new place. Especially then you get accustomed to moving. So then it's like, I might not even be here for a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. So why would I be overly like
skin too settled, or okay?
But then you get to see different ways. Like, there's some people who lived in the same house their entire life. And so a lot of people actually lived in the same circumference of 10 miles their entire life. I moved 800 miles away when I was 12. And you get what I'm saying? So it's like, getting to see that, and you see two different elements. You have to learn how to realize, like, these niggas, this nigga and this nigga talk completely different, but they're the same nigga. And you get that ability to discern. You get a different level of discernment. And some niggas just don't grow like that because they never put themselves in uncomfortable situations. So that nigga that you might be seeing, he might have the same mind that when he was 16. Yeah, he's been through different shit now. Yeah, he has different experiences, but his mind hasn't evolved. And that's the scary part about our minds. Like, I wish we could walk around with them. Like, I really do wish that. I wish my mind was like
in your hand,
like something I could carry, because then we could see the difference.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Brains.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, like, you gotta understand, I'm walking around with this, you walking around with that.
Yeah.
And then I wish there was a way to where, fucking Instagram, like, I can see your lived experiences, so you can understand. Like, you don't know where I've been, you don't know what I've seen, I don't know where you've been, what you've seen. We can only articulate the best we can. And a lot of niggas haven't seen or done shit
in order to articulate,
and even to have a
point of view,
a perspective.
Yeah.
But they give their opinion all the fucking time. Shut up. You haven't been anywhere, done anything.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes it's like, bro, like, being around niggas you used to grow up with and they still haven't done shit. It's just like, what we still talking about. I had a nigga where we was 15, 16. Nigga was trying to tell me whoop-de-whoop about this shit. I went did what I did, came back, he ain't done shit. He's still trying to tell, like, bro, it's not. And that let me know, like, bro, this is like.
Yeah.
I'm a doer. I'm a go.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sit up here talking about what could have been, what would have been, what is. Niggas have a whole theory about everything. Niggas, shut up. You haven't done this shit. Shut up. Go do it. Tell me your theory after you do it. And I guarantee your theory gonna be different. Niggas are theorizing shit they have no clue about. And that shit is annoying.
Yeah.
And that shit is like a disease in niggas. Feel me? Like, why you theorizing some shit you never experienced? And you talking about another nigga experience. He's living on a whole different level with scope. Why the fuck you think you know what you're talking about?
Why do you care? Yeah.
And that's the main problem with niggas that I be seeing. That's why I stay away. Like, it's just, I'm doing, bro.
Yeah. It's easier to keep to myself and just
I'm just gonna do, bro. And whoever come, and whatever come. I'm not about to be out here theorizing, nigga. There's too much work to be done.
Yeah.
Creating a theory about another nigga.
Yeah, you can talk the whole essay away. And now shit ain't shit happening.
Yeah, and then 10 years and you still talking. People do some work, nigga. And it's just like, you know, because all these niggas have hoop dreams and shit. Now these niggas want to be, you get what I'm saying?
Oh no, hold on, we opened up the hoop.
Yeah, all these niggas have hoop dreams and they think we forget. Bro.
Yeah.
That shit failed, nigga, you failed. Why all these want to be basketball players ain't admitting they failed, nigga? They think they doing an easy segue. You sucked.
Yeah.
You weren't good enough for the league. Niggas was 12, 13, 14. Niggas was doing music. They was thinking we was funny. You feel me? Now them same niggas trying to be creative and artsy and fashion based. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. I remember you, bro. You failed at what you said you were gonna do.
Yeah.
And now you're saying let's succeed at this shit. Stop it. You're gonna quit again and you're gonna try to do something else. That's what niggas do. And so knowing that now, like seeing niggas
in real time.
Yeah, and like knowing, like I don't have to talk to nobody about nothing unless I want to now. Because I know I'm gonna be the same nigga doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Brick by brick getting bigger. You feel what I'm saying?
An evolved version of self.
You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm staying stern. I know I'm staying down. Like I've been through the hardest and worst of times. Nigga, like I'm still me. I'm still doing this shit. So I know I'm more powerful than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So what does Rob do to decompress and like chill and catch a vibe? Like what's the type of stuff that you like to do?
Whatever the woman I'm with like to do.
Okay. So it's just like so would you say in those moments where you like if you are with the young lady and whatnot, you kind of allow her to lead? And that's
I won't say I allow her to lead. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I allow, insight. You know?
Okay.
And then I add my value, how I add my value. Like, that's probably what I do mostly. Chill, like, personally. But I'm always on 10 for real. Like, that's another thing. It's really like this. Like,
even in the, I mean, obviously we have a relationship off camera, so I know.
You know I'm always on 10.
Yeah,
like, I'm legit always on 10. We work very deeply together, and I'm always on 10. It's not something that I like. It's not like I'm. And the thing about me being on 10, it's not like emotional based. Like a lot of niggas will be on 10, they're emotional. It's like rage or anger.
Yeah.
With me, it's just I'm on 10, bro. This is my energy inside. I stay to myself, so it don't affect nobody. I'm just always on 10. I'm always ready to do what I need to do because this is my calling, and I take it very, and I always take it seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing this for nothing but other than it's my calling, it's my purpose. I'm serving in my purpose. So I've been waking up like this since I was a child. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'm still 20 years later. It's even crazier because I accomplished a lot of what I said I was going to do. So it's like, now it's like, bro, this is not going to change. Well.
So how do you feel like you tap into that enthusiasm that you have?
I'm not tapping.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, maybe not the tapping.
It's God gifted.
It's so
it's God gifted.
Originally,
it's
from
God
the jump,
gifted.
you kind of like.
It's God gifted.
So what were what were some of the things that you did when you were younger that kind of registered in your mind as you got older? You realized, this energy that I got,
I always had charisma, bro. Like since I was a little nigga, like if we go somewhere, people are coming up to you. Like if I do something, people are like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
Always since a little jit, like, and it just grew.
Like you just.
And then it's like you can get. Then it's like when you get older. When you don't, because I was deemed like a failure when I was like a teenager, like because I was like a delinquent and shit. I was fucking up. You know what I'm saying? So when you see people quit on you, you feel me? Like, as a teenager, and then I almost died. So because I almost died of alcohol poisoning. was 16. Because it was like it was senior skip day. We went over there, got too drunk.
What was over there?
Like we went over like for senior skip day, like
okay.
You know, shorties and niggas and shit. Look at me, you know what I mean? And then so then I almost died. And since that day, like whatever is inside of me, like became something like, oh, this is real life, nigga. Like I can die any day. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
So every day I wake up like that. When you're so close to death, for me at least, that's how I respond. Some people will get depressed. Some people will get spiritual. Some people will get religious. Some people like there's all different interactions. My interaction with the experience was, oh yeah, bet. So I'm gonna die one day. I'm about to live this shit the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because it's closer than we think. So we gotta really live this shit up.
Nah, that is very fair. That is very fair. It's crazy. I want to ask now too, because like we got the film going. Where were you at when you first saw this film?
I had this shit on DVD. What year it came out? You remember?
05.
05. So 05, I probably saw it. I don't even remember when I first saw it. I can remember the reruns though. Mm-hmm. This was a movie in heavy syndication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 05 was still legit. So I feel like the first time I really realized what was going on was I was probably like 13 and I watched it and I was like, damn, like, okay. And then when I really got it, I was probably like 17. Where it's like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like the steps and the standards needed to become better.
Yeah.
And to actually take those steps into, even the changing of a program. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, instilling those understandings, because that's what Brody did. And there's a few coaches. I feel like this came around out the same time as like, it's this radio.
Yeah.
Then it was like Bringing Down the House. I think it was
Gridiron Gang came out around the time too.
Bringing Down the House was with Queen Latifah. It was like all in the same like if you got a pile of DVDs, that would be like, and then Gridiron Gang. I don't think I've seen that. And then a few years later, what's that shit came with Big Dude and Shorty.
Sandra Bullock and Blindside.
Blindside, shit like that, like on that vibe. And then of course you had what's the other one? There's another one with a coach. You had Remember the Titans. So my sister loved Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Like my sister, like my older sister used to watch Remember the Titans came out in the 90s. So I feel like this is 2000 version of Remember the Titans. And my sister used to like beat Remember the Titans. Then we had on DVD too. And like I like Remember the Titans. You feel me? But this shit was hard.
The story.
Yeah, and you had fucking Hardball.
Oh,
Hardball
yeah, that's true.
So all that shit, I used to watch all those shits. And just the mentality of getting better. I resonate with.
Yeah, I feel like all of the movies you named have powerful stories, but this one in particular being like, again, to our off-camera conversations, like we talk about like being Black men, like the responsibility that holds in our community, but also like growing up. And like you're one of the very few people that I've been able to have a conversation with that has had mentors or people that they can talk to, or that people that they that have learned from, or that they would consider to be like OGs and stuff like that. In not only an industry where that's sometimes very hard to do, but in a city where we come up with, sometimes that could be very hard.
I wouldn't say I had like mentors in music.
But just in that, the fact that you had older Black men that you felt like you respected.
Yeah, I had a father.
And I think and
it all boils down to that.
And if we be honest, in our community, a lot of times that
I had a very present, active. My father and my mother are still together, so I'm blessed in that regard, and privileged in that.
Exactly.
You feel me? When it comes to like, and my father ain't no like sass. No like second body of like he's a man. He's the head of the household.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a man of high respect and high regard. And he has his way of seeing things, and he never told me to back down my way of seeing things. So even with that allowed me, because if I can tell my father that's not the way I see it,
he can respect that.
Then that means anybody outside it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So I can talk to my father like if I can talk to my father like this, I can definitely talk to you like this. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, and it's not no disrespect to him. So what you talking about? Like if you do that disrespect, you probably get emotional. Like I'm not gonna call you out your name, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm not gonna tuck and tail. Like exactly. I don't care. Even when I was little though, like I would tell grown men like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
That's not how it's
going down. Like it's not going down. Like you can talk to me and explain it, and but I'm not. It ain't the blind leading the blind. I got some sight. I got vision, so it's not the blind leading the blind over here, bro. And a lot of times with young black men specifically, it's the blind leading the blind, and you're just blindly going. It's like, before I tell you should listen to me, I'm gonna tell you why and what I've done, and then I'm also gonna tell you to reflect on if that even important
makes sense for you.
Yeah, because if it's not, then fuck what I'm saying, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's your life. You gotta live. It's your decisions, bro.
Yeah.
And I knew that young, so it's also like even now, like I tell my little jits and my young bulls, like, bro, like I'm just telling you my life. I'm not telling you that that's what you should do for yourself. I'm not telling you this is the best way. I'm telling you this is how I live. This is what it got me.
Yeah.
And you can take that information and make the best decision for yourself, because everything you do, you gotta live with yourself. So only you know the scope of your life.
That's fair. Do you feel like you had, because I feel like in this movie in particular too, there's a lot of distinct characters. To your point of like the example you gave earlier, like there's two of the same people, but one talk this way and one talk a different way. But if you really observe, they're the same person, it's the same individual. And I feel like you can see that along the cast here, where you have a lot of similar character types, but yeah, like the thing that makes them different, whether it be their skin color, where they come from, the neighborhood they grew up in, and stuff that they like to eat, very variable things is what make them different. But you can see it's a lot of challenged young men on the team. Do you feel like when you were watching it then, or maybe even now, that there were characters that you either knew, like oh, I knew this kid coming up, I had a friend like this, or like identify within yourself, or for like Samuel Wells' character, do you feel like you had someone in your life outside of your hoop and maybe your dad that was like coach, that kind of was like gave you that level of guidance, or that you could?
Yeah, I mean, I had my grandfather. Grandfather was very conservative. Older man. I didn't really like. It was so. I was really hard headed, bro. So I didn't really listen to a lot of people, bro. And that's something like is a pro and a con. But I didn't really listen to a lot of people. I just had my father. And I listened to my father, but even then I didn't really listen to him. So nah, there was nobody that can really tell me shit, which I don't mean to like do that. Yeah, it's not a good thing, but I should have listened a lot more.
Break down that, because it seems like you you're able to identify that was both a pro and a con. You maybe sometimes would you consider rebellion, or like,
yeah, it was definitely rebellion. Like I said, I was a juvenile delinquent, bro. I used to make my own schedule at school. Like I would go to school and do whatever the fuck I wanted the whole 6.
So like no homeroom, like
I would go and then do whatever. Like sometimes I would go to homeroom, but I would do whatever the fuck I wanted every day, and I would make my schedule every day. Like, so that's a pro and a con.
Yeah.
Because I was making my own schedule, so I do that now for life.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But the con is I wasn't going to class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I did that every day. Like, and so shit like that, or then going to Job Corps. Right? To Job Corps. And you know, I was the youngest at Job Corps. I was 16. And that's the youngest they accept. So the program's from 16 to 24.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time I was around like mad niggas. Like in my realm of I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like mad niggas. And I excelled. It was fun. It was a good time. So then I was like, oh yeah, man. So even just those experiences is like, it showed me like, oh yeah, bet, whatever. But it's not, it might have went another way for another nigga. It could have went easy go.
Yeah.
But for me, it went, this shit is alright. But for other niggas, I don't know if it would go like that. It's always been that way. So that's why I gotta take shit with a grain of salt.
I feel like that's a special insight that you have, not only about yourself, but what differentiates you from other people. When would you say that you adopted that insight, or like had that epiphany moment? You understood like, oh no, I'm built a little bit different.
Bro, I went to Job Corps, right?
So like in the
bro, when I went to Job Corps, there's like it was in Kentucky. So I was in Kentucky. I'm the youngest nigga there. In a month and a half, I had a bodyguard. Like I found a way to have a bar. Like there was a system where they give you snacks, right? Yeah. So you get snacks at the end of the night, and then you get a stipend every other week. Oh, you get a stipend every Thursday or every other Thursday. I forgot which one it was. Yeah. So I would stack up my snacks and stack up my stipend and pay niggas to do whatever I wanted. Because they would all go broke by the Wednesday. And niggas was taking debts, niggas. So that shit just showed me what life really is. Like, this shit ain't nothing what they tell you. It's all about it's all about direct communication with individuals, bro. So once I realized that at 16, 17, I was like, oh, I get it a little bit.
Yeah,
and that's why even when I interact with niggas, like, I handle it so directly that people aren't used to that. So
okay.
So it's just like, so I'm talking about the burliest of like toughest of delinquent ass niggas is like kind of like cool.
Yeah.
Some niggas hate me. Don't get me wrong. Like, and I even had to deal with that. But I'm 16, 17, it's still just niggas is beating niggas ass. Nigga.
Yeah.
Never got touched. Niggas is getting they shit took. Niggas is getting they shit. Never, none of that. None of that. Like, I had a nigga that looked like 50 fucking cent. I pay him whoop-de-whoop. He'll knock a nigga out. Yo, go tell that nigga, tap that nigga on the shoulder, tell him I need my debt, and then you get 20% of that. Yo, Rob needs that. And I'm young as fuck, bro. Shit was crazy. Like, it's real life. Like, it was crazy. Nigga.
So how long was you out there for?
Nigga, I finished the program in 6 months on some bullshit. It's a 2-year program.
So then where do you ship back to after you finish the
I went to Georgia.
Okay.
And then I was in Georgia for a year after that, and then I came back to Boston.
Okay. So do you, like, when you got back to Boston at that time, because you had been away from Boston for some time, right?
Yeah.
What are the changes that you see immediately when you get back? Like,
In
as far
Boston?
as your city, as far as your city goes. Do you start to
I
notice
wouldn't
the
even
change?
say the city, per se. We had moved around so much and shit like that. It was more so the changes in my cousins. My cousins were older. Like, all my family dynamic was just different.
Okay.
And then when it comes to the city, like, I saw a gold mine to me. Like, Copley Library was my spot. I was there 8 hours a day when I first got that. That shit was crazy. And I never really got to experience it because I wasn't old enough to really, like, take on the resources. So when I came back and I started seeing, like, the resources, bro, because, like, I've really been in, like, the crap areas of Georgia. Like real, like, nothing's going on.
Yeah, you talked about that.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So it's like when I came back to the city and it's straight to me, I see the value. You feel me? I think a lot of niggas never saw the value. So I'm over here, like, I'm at the library, I'm just reading, I'm using computers, I'm using the MBTA. Like, the MARTA trash, bro. Like,
yeah,
the bus T, the shit in Georgia's ass, nigga.
So was it around that time that you started to realize, like, yo, like, some people don't even realize how good they have it in certain places? Because you talked about that before,
bro,
too. Like,
I was a teenager. Immediately got a job. Because remind you, minimum wage in Georgia, $7.25, bro. I immediately got 2 jobs making like $14, $15. Nigga, that's double.
Yeah.
70 hours. I never seen it like that. Because think about it, like, I worked 13 jobs, bro, when I was a teenager. Like, I used to work 3 jobs at a time in Georgia, type shit. Make it $7.25. So I would walk away after 60 hours working 3 jobs. I walk away with $400. You understand? Like, so niggas, I don't understand. Like, you know, here, like, bro, they give you jobs when you a teenager, bro. The city, you working, like, the highest employer right now is Artists for Humanity. Just sent that shit yesterday to me. Shut the fuck up. You working in a fucking art, like as a teenager, bro.
Yeah. The opportunity that,
Yeah, nigga, that shit's crazy, bro. You know how much, like, of a mind development that is, bro? You working in a galleria for artists as a teenager. Nigga, that's a blessing. Nigga's first job in the South is Walmart, nigga. And you stay in Walmart, nigga.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? McDonald's, like.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Not here. It's teen empowerment. It's Artists for Humanity. It's beat the odds. That's your first, bro. That shit is hard. Like, your first experience is to help people like you in the environment you're in.
Yeah.
Nigga, take that shit on. Nigga, that shit ain't normal. That shit ain't like a typical thing in other places.
But if you, like you said,
you got a whole office for youth.
Yeah. If you haven't traveled, then you
don't understand. Like, so you thinking that shit the bullshit. Like, nah, bro, like, this city got some shit that they doing for niggas. Like, it's not no light shit. This shit gonna change the way you process information if you really take it on. Because we are one of the smartest cities, bro. Like, and that's another thing. Like, when I got here, my mind got to like really spread its wings. Like, oh, I'm back. Like,
So that's something I want to ask you about because recently I was just in NY, and that's a place where I feel like you talked about getting back here and you feel like immediately like an energy, like that your mind, or whether it's inspiration or just a thrust of energy and enthusiasm. I feel a lot of times that way when I travel to New York and other places, and I feel like not to say that I don't feel that way in Boston, but I do more so in New York. And I was reading something about it's called astrocartography.
Okay, astro.
Astrocartography.
Cartography.
Yeah, astrocartography.
Okay.
And it's basically this thing where there's information that you take and that you can kind of read, and it'll let you know where you're supposed to be placed based on astrological information. So the time you were born, the date, and X, Y, and so on and so forth. And so I started to looking at things, and did start to see certain matches in the types of cities that like some of my points placed based off of my sign and stuff.
Yeah, that's scientific, nigga.
Yeah, real doing real research now. I started to understand. It's like, so when you see, I saw places like Manhattan. I saw places like I forget the city, specifically in Chicago, but then seeing things like Bangkok, like seeing these places that are like very fast places, like fast paced places, and like cities to where there's a lot going on and they're super urban and super city, like noticing that like, oh, that is the type of, that is my energy, fast paced, like, you know, that type of vibe. Do you, being someone who is pretty well traveled, do you have like places or cities in particular where you feel like you just?
I love Berlin.
Okay.
Berlin is like one of my favorite cities that I've been to. Paris is cool. I wouldn't live in Paris. I would live in Berlin for a bit. I haven't been, but I know I'm gonna live out. I know I'm gonna love Nigeria specifically. I'm going soon.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. But and then of course, like I used to go to New York, bro. Like 2015, when I first started my business, I used to go to New York, and I used to just sleep in the McDonald's near the Port Authority. I think it's in Brooklyn. Yeah. I used to just sleep there just to be on the energy, just to be near it. And it was inspirational. It was fire. But I just think New York's environment isn't sustainable for me.
Yeah.
I like fast pace, but I don't like so much motion that I'm not in control. Like, I feel like New York is a lot of niggas who ain't controlling themselves, so I don't want to be around that.
Oh, okay. Someone else dictating the movements.
Like, it's just too much motion, and then you got straight. The amount of motion causes the increase of the amount of crash outs.
Okay.
You know, I think New York, Philadelphia, LA got like the crash out level is different.
Yeah.
So I'm in the water.
So because you're vegan, right? So and we're talking about different cities. Like, where's your favorite place to eat? What's your favorite city to eat in? Grab food. Being that you have.
I'm not big on food, bro.
Okay.
I hate to be that guy. I hate to be.
Okay, that's a revelation.
Doesn't like eating. Nah, I mean, I don't like eating like that. Like, I don't eat like that.
So does Rob have a pastime that he takes in? Like, you know,
vice?
Like, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a vice. Maybe it can be a vice, but you know, there's people that like watch
bro,
baseball.
And that's the thing about me, like, bro, like, because I hate to be that guy. I don't want to be like a caricature, you feel me, of a driven person. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I hate to be that guy.
I don't do anything, but
I really like it. It sucks, bro. It does. I'm not even gonna be one of the niggas that be like, oh man, no, like I don't really have hobbies. I really don't. I only do this, right?
Well, I know that you do happen to be a reader. You're big on books.
Yeah, and I haven't even been able to read in like 7 to 8 months. I love books, but I haven't even had time. I've been so focused on doing this, bro. Like, so, and I know when I get my time, like I bought mad books that I need to read. I haven't had time to do that. I love reading, but that's a part of getting better. That's a part of progress. Yeah. But I hate to be like that guy, but it's serious. Yeah. Shit really is consuming. Like, and even like when it comes to like, let's say childhood shit, like even in my childhood, I wasn't the nigga who had mad hobbies. Like I used to be on my computer figuring shit out. That's what I used to do. Like, I used to hack PSPs, flip PSPs. I used to sell things. I used to sell candy. I used to hustle, bro.
You had drive.
Yeah, that's the only thing I want to do. Like I'm not the nigga who's playing video games like that. I'm not the nigga who's watching TV. Like I always been a nigga who's just like, bro, like nah, I gotta get to this. I'm innovating. Like I produced my first mixtape when I was like 16. You know what I mean? Straight off of Blog Talk Radio and Audacity. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
So I had a radio station show when I was 15 years old. That I curated, I developed the MySpaces, I did the marketing. That's what excites me. Like, since I was a little kid. Like,
yeah. It's like, and it's very apparent in who you are that you've always had this initiative. But I feel like what would be, I think something great to touch on, like being that word, obviously it's behind the art, but it's still in the space.
Just before you do this, because I did all that, and I didn't even say what favorite place to eat. I need to do that. 1 second. My favorite place to eat. Cause I said all that, and I didn't say my favorite place.
So you have a place.
I hate to be that guy. No. I'm gonna figure out what's my favorite place to eat. I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
But I do want to give that answer. I don't want to go. I don't want to be a character.
No, we did. Take your time.
My favorite place to eat. Boston's actually great when it comes to food. My favorite type of food is Thai food at this current point.
Okay.
I love Thai food. But I do love home cooked meals. Like I'm big on and I'm big on experience. I love Vodka and Lawrence. That's one of my favorite spots to go to out here.
Vodka's fire.
Yeah, Vodka's good. DC, good ass food.
I was thinking about
DC got good ass food, bro. Like,
okay.
DC's a vibe all the way around, bro.
Okay. You skate?
Somewhat, but I'm not nice.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I be at shit. But
you see, they're doing a lot more with Shea Moves now.
Yeah, I see the program is going good.
Yeah.
But yeah. So DC, when I ate meat, Berlin, home of the burger. Nigga. I guess the first burger is in Germany.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's a Frankfurt. That's why it's called a burger and shit.
Oh, okay.
That shit smacked.
Okay, like
when I was in Italy, I did not like Italian food. I did not like Italian food. I love Mexican food. Mexico, Guadalajara, Jalisco. It was a food. It was a during the day. It was it's a car wash, like a hand car wash, and then at like 7 p.m. they turn it into like a taco stand truck. Shit, bus, random ass spot in Jalisco, Mexico. Guadalajara. Bus. Mexico is actually a fire ass place. Good ass food, beautiful women, crazy good sporting events. That shit's just about. I would live out there.
Mexico?
I would live in Mexico. I would have another spot in Mexico.
Where we are in this? Oh, game one. They really had homie in this. Whatever happened to bro? He used to be one-on-one with what's her name?
What are you talking about? Robert Arnez.
Yeah.
Arnez. His name is Arnez.
Yeah.
His name is Robert.
Oh, okay. Bro had on the Raiders cap. Look at the dress. We was talking about this, right? That's something we was talking about, right?
Niggas wearing ties.
Yeah, niggas wearing suit tie. But
I just think that reports back to slavery, bro.
But I'm gonna point this out specifically because I remember this, like having played on the team varsity, having gone to fucking Madison. Coach Wilson would make us dress like this because it was indicative of how the NBA players had to dress when they came to games. He would make us on game day. We had to dress like clean, and it's crazy because we would go to other schools and we'd be seeing kids dress however they want to dress.
It's like dress for success and
shit. And I love Coach Wilson for that, and I wouldn't have had it any differently because it did instill a certain level of pride. And I feel like that is a lot of things of what I've been realizing more so about myself. I am very prideful in being black and prideful in being smart, prideful in being intelligent, prideful in being raised and having been around people with great minds and who did dope shit and prideful in having a like good history and strong legacy and roots, and whether it be my name, whether it be my community. And I think more so I didn't know how to identify or detail or articulate that before, and now I know why it is that I walk in with a certain regard and have a certain regalness about myself. And I feel like I see a lot of that in you as well. But I think you early on, as you kind of spoke about earlier, you understood that. Like you understood that you had those teachers. But there was something I wanted to ask you before I forget. In the space, being someone who is very aware of like a lot of great literature, being someone who is also a talent manager in the creative space, what reads would you recommend to folks that are trying to be entrepreneurs, creative entrepreneurs? Like what types of books would you recommend? What types, and then what specific books?
Well, it could always be, the self-help book guy.
Okay.
But I would recommend niggas start with easier reads like fiction books like The Alchemist, Celestial Prophecy, um, The Giver, shit like that. Like start with that, and then ease your way into like Principles by Ray Dalio. Whatever. Creative Inc. Um, How to Steal Like an Artist. There's a book called the Spiritual. It's a spiritual handbook for creativity. That's phenomenal. That's like a workbook that you can like do activities and unlock that. The Way of the Superior Man for unlocking like that internal. You know what I mean? And yeah, when it comes to music business, you know everything you know about the music business, the new music, the handbook for the new music business, how to make it in the new music business. Then you have agile management. Then you have management 101. Then you have, there's this thing called Berkeley has the Berkeley Press where they print out a whole bunch of books. Like they make books and it's like based off their classes. So there's the project management for musicians, which is like an insightful guide to like how a manager and also an independent artist can just from A to B project manage their projects.
And those Berkeley ones are free resources?
No, I mean you could probably download the PDF, but buy the physical. I like physical, so I just go on eBay, buy thrift books. You can get any book you want on eBay for like anywhere between $2 to $6. Any book.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I got a good library of like, I think I'm at like 120 books. I'm gonna die with this. I'm gonna have a crib that's like it. I don't know if it's gonna be a I'm gonna have like a spot.
That's a library. That's fire. That's on like some, how Dame had the galleries in Tribeca.
Yeah.
Kind of having like, I feel like that's what's interesting. I ran into someone a couple of years back who was trying to like build the new version of Soho House that kind of with that standard, like having these like kind of Airbnb spots that they turn into social lounges. And he has one in DC actually. And he's piloting another one. Well, at the time, he was piloting another one in Miami. He was trying to, and he had one in New York, but it was his home. He turned his home into that in New York. And because he was able to move around and kind of created this like off-brand Soho House, Ludlow House, kind of like private social member club model, but very like centered around the Black experience. And it was actually dope. I went to his spot in Lefford Gardens in New York, and very small like house, but he had like the brownstone 3-story, like 3-4 brownstone, was like very intimate vibe, very older crowd, obviously, like, but it was just like it made me think of like how he kind of designed a specific aesthetic for like a certain energy. I imagine that's what you're trying to create, like with having a house that's just like it would be a library, it kind of a monument. Like it seems like that's what he's monumenting these different homes that he has and kind of creating this like world.
Museum in a sense.
Yeah, like that you can travel to where it's like people travel to the different Soho houses if you have a membership.
Yeah, of course. Soho House is a good vibe, especially in LA.
And so it's like, I've never been so that.
Soho House, bro.
It's
crazy, but it's weird.
Okay. So
like, it's crazy. Like you could bump into like I met my first time in Soho. I met like a VP at William Morris in Denver, which is like one of the biggest talent agencies. Got his number and everything just didn't call because I was trying to get into it.
Yeah.
But LA's just crazy like that. And then like you meeting like reality TV show stars, you feel me? Like everybody, you paying crazy amounts for the membership. I think the membership is like $2,500 or $3,000 a year, and then you're paying to eat overpriced food with people in creative and entertainment. But it's fire if you're in LA. Then they got it in New York, Miami. I went to the one in LA, and it was just a vibe the whole time, and like people having $1 million meetings in there.
Yeah.
Entertainment based stuff. So like there's not many places that
you can go
where it's about entertainment. Like you can find people doing $1 million deals on real estate, any way, like real estate or like restaurateur or like anything tech, startup. But like creative is way less. It's way more segmented. Like it's way more like small parts. Of different places like London, New York, Miami is actually like an underrated deal hub. Atlanta, California, of course, and then Texas as well. Texas, and I think the Midwest has some shit going on. I never really done any business in the Midwest overly, but they showed me mad love. Like, they showed me love. So. But Texas showed me mad. So whatever they got going on in Texas, I know I need to make my way out there, bro. They showed me hella love.
Yeah.
Just off of seeing my shit on socials, niggas be like hitting me from Texas. I be having mad consulting calls with niggas from Texas. Like, they showed me mad love, and I'm talking about every part. Like, sometimes I'll be on the phone, like on a meeting with niggas from San Antonio, then niggas from Austin, niggas from Dallas. I fuck with Dallas. What Dallas got going on right now, just from a social, I never really been to Dallas. I've been to Austin a few times. I've been to San Antonio. Never been to Dallas or Houston. Gotta make my way to Dallas. So whatever Dallas Fort Worth got going on, like I'm fucking with it. I'm rocking with it. I follow Madden on Twitter.
Okay.
And I like Dallas. I also like the DMV. Their social media be bumping. And niggas fuck with me over there, like just off of like, yo, I see this for the worst shit every year.
Yeah. Nah, I've been seeing that movie. I remember earlier last year, something had went viral. There was a lot of people from that area that was tapping in with you on Twitter because they had like they were seconding a lot of your thoughts on something, and I forget what it was that particularly like you had weighed in on, but I remember there like being a lot of like quotes and people from that region like saying like, oh yo, this is fire. But then also I think it was you was either bigging something up or you were doubling down on something.
Yeah.
Out of that market.
I went. Yeah, I don't know. It was a few times I went on there, talk some shit.
Yeah.
Disagree or didn't agree.
Yeah. It's social media type shit. But I mean, this is a platform about films. What are some of the films that like have shaped, if there are?
Yeah.
What are some of the films that have shaped kind of like how you see things creatively, as a not necessarily as a person, but just as a creatively as someone who's in the talent management space, like how you operate.
Paris is Burning.
I never seen that.
That changed the way I view creativity. It's a film about the ball scene, the underground ball scene in New York.
Okay.
So it's about like queens and like they do voguing competition. So it's about and it's really a film that is a master class about subculture.
Okay.
And the importance of subculture and how all subcultures are kind of connected by the same idea. Feel me? And it's about underground shit. Like we really view it like it even caused me to make the outlandish statement that the gays are closer to the essence of hip hop right now than people in hip hop. Because you're losing the essence of subculture, the essence of rebellion, the essence of I'm not wanted here, I'm going to build my own. That's the real essence of hip hop. Yeah. So where the LGBTQ plus community is currently is closer to that essence than where hip hop is.
That independency,
that development of, hey, they don't want us here, we're underground.
Yeah.
And when you come to underground, it's our shit.
Yeah.
That's hip hop. And seeing Paris is Burning showed me that hip hop is a version of that that is now lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
in rap shit, maybe.
Yeah, in industry. Yeah. Industrialized.
Yeah.
You feel me? Whereas, Paris is Burning was filmed in the 80s. Not to say that, you got RuPaul's Drag Race, you got a lot of things going on that does bring, you got big LGBTQ members in power, but there's still an essence that they have and that they don't allow anyone to come in and modify.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I just, and not to say that it's not happening. You feel me? Not to say that it's not like that for hip hop heads and there's not a core hip hop audience. I'm just saying it's subculture. Yeah. It's not like the consumers and the people that are putting it on. Is it the same? You know what I'm saying? Is it a culture that's for us, by us still?
Yeah.
And are we protected? Are we protecting it? And are we protective of it? And that's what we gotta get back to the essence to. And that's kind of like where I want to make Put in Work. Put in Work will never be sold. It will never be split off. Like, you know, like the key thing to where hip hop did, that hip hop that I feel like was the biggest mistake from a business standpoint was they went 50-50 with corporations that don't give a fuck about what happens.
Yeah.
How you going 50-50? I can go 60-20, 60-20, and then 20 goes to the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but I'm not going 50-50 with no court.
Yeah.
About some shit that's mine.
Yeah.
We like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, that's understandable.
And yeah, like, and I don't know, maybe you know, creating just environments and space. But Paris is Burning is like, that is like probably the #1 art film.
Okay.
That has like, you know, and then Basquiat's documentary, it was great.
Okay. So you got 3 more.
My Friend Martin.
Okay, I'm not hip to that one.
So My Friend Martin is an animated film, right? About this kid, and he becomes friends with Martin Luther King, and then he takes him back to the future. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, My Friend Martin, and then he takes him back to the future. And when he takes him back to the future, it modifies the whole scope of what he accomplished, because he took him back when he was still a child.
Yeah.
And then Martin, he was trying to protect him from dying. And Martin ended up having to be like, no, I have to die for me to do what I need to do. Yeah. And so from a non-art standpoint, like that, just, the film is a very art, like it's an animated kids film.
Yeah.
So yeah, great movie. Artistically, like it's fire.
Yeah, that concept does sound like a very dope concept.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Artistry-wise, what inspired me? Jimmy Neutron. Creatively, Jimmy Neutron is a crazy.
I can see that.
The Jimmy Neutron movie, before even the series, shit's crazy.
Wait, the movie came before the series?
This movie came before the series, bro. And I love the movie. The movie was first.
Is that how that got a television show?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
The Jimmy Neutron movie is crazy, bro.
I've not seen the movie, but I always thought. So is there multiple films?
No, it was just that one, and then they did the TV show, bro. Because the movie was
I definitely just saw it backwards then.
Yeah, no, the movie was so crazy, bro.
Yeah, so you saw that in theater?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that shit was phenomenal. And then of course you got Batman. Like I seen.
But no, let's jump into that though, because I was be honest with you. Yeah, because I was someone again to the imagination, and I feel like this is where we share a lot of similarities in the imagination, right? That like I was someone who also seen Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, as something to be like, yo, this is crazy. Like, imagine this kid like that, Dexter's Laboratory, like. Yeah, we don't need to be like, you can be young and be very like and have these like and do all of this and be smart that way. Yeah, like they like the hustle that they had in like the or like a Kids Next Door and shit like that.
Oh, Kids Next Door is my shit.
How did when you were like, what were some of your favorite moments from that Neutron, from like that whole thing? Because there was the inventions that he had.
Yeah, the inventions and then his ability to. Cause I love Jimmy Neutron, smart guy, bro. I love smart guy. Like, I like niggas being smart on like, and it wasn't no magical shit. Yeah, it was on some like,
your intellect. Really
we're gonna do this. Like, it's not on no like, like Very Odd Parents. I like that too, like as a youngin', but it was too magical. Like Jimmy Neutron was like on some shit where it's like,
there's these practical elements,
and then these practical elements don't cause a fuck up.
Oh, okay. What you mean?
Like every episode, is like he did something, and then there'd be a fuck up. Yeah, and gotta fix the fuck up.
Okay, yeah.
Solution oriented, and it was like a common theme, or it'd be like he gotta solve a problem. I gotta watch that episode. I have not seen that shit in a while. I gotta watch it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that shit in good.
That is it. But you said Batman, so that'd be your 5.
Batman. No. Let me go more minor. Like Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2, bro.
Okay.
That shit, thought-wise.
Okay.
Like when the nigga is having the internal battle with himself. And you know, Peter Parker was a creative.
Yeah.
The way Spider-Man moved.
Yeah. But he was a photographer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like even the way Spider-Man does his like endeavors, he's not like an Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like, he's creative with it, like the web slinging, the way he did, and then like so the inner turmoil he faced in Spider-Man 2 was like really like. I would recommend any young nigga to just watch Spider-Man 2 to really get a grip. That nigga was really fighting himself in that movie.
Yeah.
That whole time. It
Yeah.
wasn't even the spot because Spider-Man 3 was the symbiote.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 was the shit where the train, where you
Yeah.
had the train and the suit was ripping.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
He had to save Mary Jane.
yeah. And so Spider-Man 2 and but yeah, Paris is burning with the landslide. It's like here. Paris is burning.
Are you a big film person? Like a big film guy?
I love movies. Do I watch them often? No. I need to watch more movies because every time I watch, but see, the thing about me is I get super charged up. And so I need to find out where. I probably need to watch probably 10 type Paris is burning.
Okay, of that magnitude.
Yeah.
Of that size.
Yeah. I need to find 10 of those. Just dive in, spend a weekend. But like I'm not like you. You go to the movies and shit. I don't be going to the movies. Like,
Yeah.
But I also be just locked in. Like when I said I haven't read like in a while. I'm locked in. Like I got mad shit going on. So I'm just trying to see a lot of things through. And I think in like 3-5 years I have way more time to like chill. And then I'll probably spend like 3 years just traveling.
Okay.
Like in the next like I wouldn't even say 3 to 5, maybe 5 to 8. And like I plan on spending my 40s probably just chilling. Like and then going crazy in my 50s again.
That's fair.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna try. Like I'm staying down, bro. I'm not traveling unless it's for work right now. I'm not really doing other application shit. I'm not watching movies like that. I'm just really being present in my life. Yeah. But when I get a breather, like, I'm gonna chill. And but when I chill, I'm chill for years. I can do all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not. I get to chill.
Yeah.
That's how
That's fair. Damn. What is this? It's a triumphal story. Do you have moments? You have moments of triumph that you connect to?
all the time.
I feel like this is a diverse group. Were you always like that? You've spoken to that before, kind of being like a lone soldier, getting shit done. But did you have that like coming up group element? Or
Yeah, I have homies, you feel me? My father says all the time, like, I have homies, you feel me? I always been leader of every group I've been part of.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid.
That's just your natural disposition is to lead.
Yeah.
And I feel that. I see that as well. Oh, it's just crazy. It's one of those moments. Was you sports?
Not really, bro. I really was on some creativity shit. Creativity and tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, bro, I was 11 years old. I subscribed to Complex. Complex Game Informer.
So when did Pigeons and Planes become a thing?
Pigeons and Planes, that came like 2000. For my, like in my scope, not to say that's when it started, but I didn't get hit that like 2014. Complex been around since.
That's what I was saying.
07, 08.
Yeah.
And I used to get physical copies of Complex, Game Informer.
I remember that.
And then it was a skateboard magazine called CX.
Oh.
CX or some shit. And it just had like, it was just like where you buy shit, but I never bought that.
Yeah. You remember that with the name of that magazine, which reminded me of CEX. You remember that?
Yeah. CEX. I think I had Game Informer. I didn't even play, like I was faking the video game. I would be into more reading about the shit than playing. Even to this day, like with movies, I'll read a whole Wikipedia, not even review. Like I'll read the whole plot, and I'll just guess.
More fascinating.
And I'll just like, I'll be way more intrigued on making it play out of my head than I watch the movie. I'll be like, oh, I did not see it going like that.
Okay.
Like, I like that shit.
You know what I would recommend, because I know you love a good plot. It's a film out now. It's called Companion.
Seen it. Saw it in theaters.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, that's.
It's I actually talked about it with my therapist and shit. It was good. It was a good movie. It was weirdly good though, because I was talking to my therapist and telling them because it's a new, it's a new thing called genre. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
So it's like a blender of like, it's a romantic drama, it's a relationship drama with a lot of thriller.
Yeah. Suspense.
Well, a lot of horror, in there, like a little bit of horror, suspense, and then comedy.
Satire.
No, it's comedy.
I'll say dark humor.
No, it was comedy. It was comedic moments, like a lot of it in that movie. Like it was comedic.
Like in the woods, you talking about like in the woods?
The woods, the scene where when he first saw his lover, Patrick. And then them changing him to the other dude. That's a straight comedy. Like,
like the dance sequence.
Yeah. That was a complete comedic.
That is true.
Yeah, that was a complete. And then show them both.
Yeah.
Like, and then glitching. Like that was a complete comedic moment.
Yeah.
Or when Shorty just like sitting there, where he says, "Patrick, stop her," and then he kills her.
Yeah.
That was comedic as hell. Like the whole like. And then or the Sergio. His whole character was a comedy. Like he was meant to be comedic.
Yeah.
Like, and even the director I watched, the director talked about it. I would love to play what he said.
Yeah.
When he played. Like he said this.
Oh, whereas, so like what you say you were talking to your therapist about it, what were you kind of like, you say you were talking about the idea of it being this like new genre.
Yeah, the new genre thing, and then existence, like existential dread. Like to where even the robot, like the scene where in another comedic movie where he was like, you want to know what we really meant, and then it shows them bringing her in.
Yeah.
Like that transition and switch was a comedy.
Yeah.
So I was just talking about like the existential, like the robot figuring out that they're a robot, then like the elements of like misplanning the changes in intelligence, what they were able to do with their newfound intelligence. The actress, how she handled the role was interesting. And then also the actor, his mother is Meg Ryan. I don't know why that threw me off. I don't know. Like, so he's a Nepo baby. Yeah. I was like, new genre, this thing, and then she becoming like, I was reading about her, she becoming the scream queen. Okay. So like, just new shit going on. I was just talking to him about like, I don't go to movies like that. So seeing that, it was like, this is a good movie, but it didn't like how a good movie used to like get me like internally. It just didn't do that. What was the last film? Like when I was like, I can't tell you a time where I didn't round up about a film. Like I just it just left me like I like that I thought about it after. Like that's what I know is a good film when I process it after. I look at okay, what did the director say? And I kind of like I did that. The director had good thoughts about it. He was interested in it. Then I watched reviews about it to see like, and that's just I guess that's me getting old. Like I do want it. Yeah,
that's not getting old.
Not it, bro. It is getting old. Bro. When you do something and you consume something, and then you say, "What did other people think about this?" To educate my own perspective. That's old as fuck. That's old as fuck, bro. Young people, this is my perspective. This is what I think. My perspective was, I think this, but it can be enhanced if I add elements around it to inform this perspective. That's old as fuck. You get what I'm saying? That's not what a young person would do, bro. Like, it's just, I thought this movie was fire, or that movie sucked. There's no, let me watch videos from the director. Let me watch reviews of other people. Let me watch the actress break down. That's what I did, bro.
I think you like that. I'm glad that you really like that film because I like that film as well.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah, actually. That was a longer film too.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
it was good. And then also, I think it was talking about tech, it's just a slippery slope of tech.
Yeah.
The jailbreaking, the modding, where this can actually get to the wraparounds. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I want to see Stephen King, The Monkey just came out. I might go see that.
Okay. Also, those both been horror films.
Yeah, I like horror.
Okay.
I'm a horror type dude. I enjoy good horror.
Have you had, because this is, I feel like very different than horror. This is like this has a little bit of suspense in it because there is the moment where old boy gets into it in the street and they're trying to pull him back into the team to keep him out of the streets. Um, I forget bro's name. Yeah. And I feel like we've all had like either that experience or know people with that experience. Do you to the team element? You have team. You have team examples of team elements in like your come up as it pertains to you being like a talent manager, to where like shit that you see homies deal within this film, you've kind of like pulled in your own life, or kind of like you talk about being a leader.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like being a part of a team or like dealing with the puberty, dealing with a bunch of young adults growing together. I think we all experience different things of that nature, and then learning how to make better decisions for not only yourself but for the collective, so that you're not always so preventative. Because, like in this film, I feel like there's always that someone dies, and then because someone dies or gets shot, and a lot of coming of age films, something terrible happens to a character, and then makes all the other characters rally.
Yeah.
So I think being younger is like, how can we prevent the tragedy from happening?
And still get the same resilience.
And still get the insight, and that's what I think film does. Film, books, literature, music does really well, to where it's like, can we avoid, it's that vicarious, like, of course, there's nothing better than going through an experience, but for traumatic experiences, I would refer people vicariously living others for trauma. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, of course, we all go through our own trauma, but one person's trauma might be a pebble towards another person's boulder.
Yeah.
So I just think films and art allows you to live through other people's experience in a way that you can process it and even grow from it without having to go through it. Yeah. So, so of course, like when it comes to team, like I've seen a lot of weird situations. I've seen a lot of great situations. Like gang banging. One of my close friends from school got shot in the head over $200 worth of weed. And shot in the face. I went to his funeral. I'll cry right now, bro. I went to his funeral, and I don't go to funerals, bro. I went to his funeral. I went to his wake first. Then I went to his wake. It was him in a polo, so I never forget that shit. Bryson Tiller exchanged. It's a song about an ex, but in that moment, that song became about like my dog.
Yeah.
He never saw 25. So I only think he was 22. You know what I'm saying? So he had a child and all that. $200. Shit, a nigga was spent on the sock. You get what I'm saying? The nigga lost his life. So when you talk about moments like that, or you talk about like, damn, bro, I hadn't talked to my dog maybe in like 6 months, because it always was when I saw him.
Yeah.
It's like, what preventive moment could have helped maybe with that? What moment could have read one thing that maybe stopped him from being in that situation? Yeah, one moment in his life where it leads him to not be in that situation. He's lost him. He won't be able to have an adult. He won't be able to see his child turn 10, 5, 6. Child like 3 years old. A mother won't see her son grow old and raise his kids. And it's like, maybe if niggas took a little bit of time to consume something, your life can man. So that's what I will say about like team shit and just life. And it just also like that team shit, like I'm just against the blind leading the blind. Like too many teams.
No, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, too many teams are weak teams. So it's like, what's the point of being a part of a weak team? Like, there's literally no thing. You're gonna go out. It's safer to be by yourself. To be honest.
Well, speak to the leadership component, because I feel like that's something you identified in yourself very early on. But being someone who's in the talent management space for this long, you've been in it for some odd over a little over 10 years now. So it's like, how have you had to show up consistently, whether it be for your clients, the projects that you're managing, like how have you done that and then be able to be that consistent and then evolve, like get better each time too? Like, what is the things that, well, two-part question. What are leadership qualities that you feel are necessary to possess in order to do the type of shit that you do?
Yeah.
And then how do you feel like you, or when did you start identifying with those qualities?
Well, the number one quality that you need to do what I do is persistence, dedication, observation. You have to be able to observe, persist, and dedicate yourself to what you sought out to do. A lot of times, in a lot of occurrences, people quit too early. People aren't dedicated enough. They don't take it as seriously as they should. And dedication, persistence, and observation. People don't watch. Like, shut the fuck up and watch. I watch. That's what a lot of people don't know. I wasn't always talking. I didn't do my first interview until 4 years. I did a time there. I didn't talk until I damn near saw half of the world off of doing this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then I was like, okay, I can speak on this. But that's me now. So people see me sometimes talk and they want to emulate what I'm talking about, but this comes with a whole body of like lived experiences that you gotta go live. You can't always talking. It's time to observe. Like right now I'm in a talkative space because I'm working actively. So it's like, okay, let me talk as well as I work. Cool, building public. Show you what I'm building, what I'm building. Yeah. But before this, just I'm not talking to nobody. I'm getting players right, getting decisions right. Where now, when I'm in the field, this shit is a playbook. It's already like I know exactly what's next. Yeah. You see now I work. Yeah. I be knowing what's next. Am I lying?
Yeah, no.
Like it's that, you know, when you got Madden, you got the nigga, some nigga shit was like QB vision. What was the shit called? Yeah. You remember what's the shit called in Madden where it's like where some niggas had the whole field and some niggas only had one lane and you had to switch it. You had to, you know what I'm saying? It's about that vision, it's about being able to see it. To do that, you have to observe the playbook, you have to observe the scene, you have to watch film. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you can be able to scope it. Like, okay, people, this got happened, that happened, this happened, this might happen, so we should this way, so we should and then you go this way and then that way and this way. That's what leadership is. You know? I think sports show it in a very literal way, but it's happening in life every day with every decision. One person, like you telling the person, pick up this phone for that person to make sure that happens. You make this person go there, you introduce that person to that person, and that person to that thing, and then this thing happens, and that thing happens, and that thing is over there. Then you can like see, okay, once this happens, this matures for 2 years, then I can bring this apart, then that. It's all playmaking. You know what I'm saying? It's all adjustments of the entire environment. But you see it. To really see it, you gotta observe the old, like I used to just watch Twitter, Instagram, shows. Man, I'm not saying shit. I'm not networking. I'm not networking, bro. I'm not here to network. I'm not here to introduce myself to anyone. I'm here to see who the fuck is who and what's what. Who making this shit shit. It happened. Yeah. And then, okay, cool. Not introducing myself. Cool. Oh, these two people cousins. Oh, that person is this person's OG. Bang. I'm talking this nigga. He's easy to connect. Then I'll make this nigga do this nigga. Then I'll make that nigga invite me here. Then I'm gonna pop out here and meet these niggas. Then I'm gonna go do this. Then that's gonna happen. But then I'm gonna leverage this to go do that. And then I'm gonna take this whole thing and go leverage it this way. Yeah. And now there's 6 situations that I'm in charge of just knowing the plays. Yeah. And then I did that successfully. Now I have this landscape. Yeah. And now I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just keep getting bigger now.
Compound, you talked about it before, the compound interest.
Yeah, but it's like observing first, like before you like same thing with gambling, like before you bet real stock, you're supposed to do papers. Like you're supposed to play with it first before you dive in. You don't want to lose your real money. You gotta observe, bro. And you only get one time to make a name, because you only get one time to fuck a name up.
Yeah.
So it's like when I come in, bro, like when I came in, like I'll make sure, bro, no nigga can talk down on his name, bro. I don't give a fuck if any nigga I ain't never heard a nigga say he can feel a certain way, but when you talk about the business, every artist that I ever worked with made more money with me than they ever made in their career. That's a Fendi fact. Any nigga get do a business with me, they're probably making more bread, having more motion, doing more shit than they ever did previously. And then if they leave this shit probably after as well, because that's what I bring.
Yeah.
And it's
help elevate talent.
Yeah, and I'm good at it. You
Yeah.
feel me? And I'm yeah. So it's like, and I observed and I watched, and I wasn't scared to go places and just observe as well. Like I'm not observing just Boston.
Yeah.
Like I'm observing the whole landscape.
Yeah, you have a well-rounded experience.
Yeah, and I'm observing.
Yeah.
And I did the same shit, like observing, bro. So
yeah, you didn't go elsewhere and be somewhere else. Be someone else. You went and be the same person
everywhere I went, and then it just grows. It seeds where it's like he's been like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like no nigga will say I'm not like he ain't been like that. Like a lot of niggas never heard me talk. A lot of niggas don't hear me talk sometimes. Like before these incidents and shit, so they were kind of shocked and took me back. Thought I was quiet.
Yeah.
And I always been like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like publicly, like if we don't got no business or dealings. I was just talking to C4 about that. Like he was like, yeah. I remember like I used to see you all the time and never really talk until it was time to talk. Like and I'm like that. Like, I don't just be chatting.
Yeah. That's just what I feel like a great segue, the leadership is a great segue to the component of like going from being a part of the team to necessarily in charge of the team. Talking about how you elevate talent. I think very similar to this film where he takes a group of, what some would consider, you use the word delinquents. I talked to Nate about this a lot and like how we kind of what's the terminology for disenfranchised youth? I don't even really like that. Like, but
you don't like delinquent?
I don't like delinquent. I don't like mischief. I don't like bad. I don't like disenfranchised. I don't like under-resourced. I don't like a lot of the clinical and non-clinical and 21st century terms that you
being a delinquent is fine. Being disenfranchised is trash. That sounds crazy.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Nah,
so
but I'm not. I would never call myself a disenfranchised youth. You feel what I'm saying? That's completely different.
That's how they.
But I'm a delinquent because I'm deciding to be delinquency. Yeah. I'm in delinquency. I'm choosing to say fuck all of this.
Would you say the players on the team are delinquents?
Nah, you can call them disenfranchised.
Okay,
you feel me if you want. I mean, but then also, this is the act of refurbishment.
Yeah, and that's what
which is a key in our environment. You feel me? Like you can't want gold to be silver. You can't want silver to be gold. You have to look at silver and say, how can I make this the best silver? And you don't add shit on top of silver and call it gold. You make it the best silver it can possibly be. You know? And at the end of the day, the best silver still ain't gold. And it's okay.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, but trying to like compare is where it gets fucked up. Yeah. Comparing the shit that is not. I think that's where niggas lose niggas. What standard are you setting for who? Because at the end of the day, the goal for everyone involved is to live a high quality life and a life of substance and value. Now that does not mean the same for every single individual.
Yeah.
Especially coming from depending on your background, depending on where you're from, how you're from, and what your capacity to achieve. Not everybody has the same capacity to achieve. But at the bare scope, everyone should be able to use their abilities, their mindset, and their skills to live a good life. But for people gotta understand what good life is. Okay? You're not in danger. Eat, sleep, fully clothed, you're able to put some away, if you're able to feed your family, if you're able to have a roof over your head, and if you're able to enjoy things, you live a pretty good life. You have to be okay with that.
Thankful for that.
Yeah. Because you gotta understand, like, let's say there's 15 niggas on a basketball team, right? If 4 of them niggas can see a college scholarship, that's good numbers. 4 niggas in college pay for education off the skill. That's good numbers. Now, all 15 can see college. Great numbers. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever you step on the court, like, niggas need to stop playing for the NBA and start playing for college. I'm playing to get into a college.
Yeah.
Period. Niggas looked at it that way. There'll be a lot more successful niggas.
Yeah.
If you're not playing to get into the NBA. Because then in your second year of college, because you played for the NBA, and now you realize second year of college, you're not going, now you're dropping out.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at it like I'm playing for college, and you get to college, you achieve, nigga.
Yeah.
You're successful.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And you treat that college. Yeah.
You would treat it like something you deserve, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, but niggas need to start, like, if my son want to play ball, we're not playing for the NBA. You get to the NBA, that's like,
yeah.
But
you're training for college.
we're training to get you in college for free, nigga. Like, it don't gotta be 1, 2. Like, you're gonna get an education for free, nigga. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's the cheat code that a lot of niggas overlook, like, because they're trying to get you aiming so high for some shit that you're not even seeing the value that's right in front of you. And I think that's where it comes to the refurbishment and silver not being gold.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to make silver gold, you always gonna end up disappointed.
Yeah. Can't set up them expectations. Have you had this? This seems like a moment. This is like a talent management question. Have you had moments where you had which we're about to see here is going to be a party incident where you think things is like, you know, either show coming up or you got something big going on, or you feel me? So it's just a show just happened, an event just happened, something dope just took place, but now y'all may be in a different city moving around, and you go from manager to parent real fast, and now you gotta make sure that you watching over the asset, because it could very quickly become a liability. You know, sometimes as artists don't necessarily always have our antennas up, and we could just be moving. However, being that you have to transition into that like leadership role as the coach, manager.
Yeah, but these niggas just won. Like, they just won. They having a good time.
So is that how you kind of treat it? If it's,
yeah, it's like, yo, bro, like, you know,
fun?
if you can get some awards off this shit, like, you know, we in fucking LA, you know what I mean? Go have some fun, man. You just work hard, you just tour, like, in New York, you just sit dates. Right, bro. Let's go to this show house that we just met. You know what I mean? I'm with that shit. I'm with shit like that. Like,
okay,
yeah, bro, like, let's slide out to this show crib. Random ass Brooklyn, bring us to a random ass crib where the outside's undone, big as fuck. Go inside, it's like marble floor, rich ass shit. Her parents downstairs sleep.
Crazy vibe. Crazy vibe.
But I'm with it. Fuck
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We already toured. You already did your date. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some brand New York fun.
Yeah.
Or let's shit, I can do a few shoots or some shit. We can go to this event, Verno will blow DJ at the time. You know, niggas in there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. This is our label. This is why we us.
Yeah.
Or even after touring, now niggas get into the spot for freedom and say we on tour type shit. Say, oh, we in Baltimore, we're on tour in Baltimore. You want to stop at the Go-Go Club. You know what I'm saying? Catch a vibe, or, you know, you in Atlanta. Then you going to Blaze Day shit. Fuck it. You got time.
You got favorite spots in this shit? Cause you started naming spots.
Yeah, I love Baltimore.
So what's the best?
Baltimore got a strip. Austin, I love 6th Street. Austin. And then I love Club Blaze. My favorite spot in the world, I love Squire. I'm at Squire. What's up? We in Revere, Massachusetts with it. I'm seeing some bros that could easily be in Miami or Atlanta. They fine as hell when they got the pole tricks. I'm there. What's up?
Are most of the spots that you fuck with strip clubs?
No.
Okay.
Like, they could be clubs like New York. Got a few spots. I like SOBs in New York. I want to catch a like show or some shit. I like in Atlanta. I like Aisle 5. Catch a random show. Miami got Mr. Fields or whatever, Mr. Collins, whatever that shit's called. That shit's crazy. Which is it's like a nightclub, but it's also like a strip club hybrid, but it's whatever. I do enjoy seeing beautiful women do tricks on a pole. So
Maybe
it's
that's
like
a pastime. Maybe that's
I wouldn't call that a pastime. That's just a very specific niche thing that I enjoy. I wouldn't. It's not a pastime because it's not like I consume it a lot. I might if I'm like if I have like a great week, I might want to end it at a strip club. Like if I'm really feeling like yo this is cool, I'll end it at seeing them. But I need to see high quality poetry. It's like I'm not here to see women naked. It's not about women naked. Like I actually enjoy the artistry of a beautiful woman on a pole and pole dancing. Like the structure, you need like great balance, flexibility. You need to be in rhythm. Like it's just so many disciplines of art at one time, and then it's in the like most like direct form of beauty, which is women. Yeah. So then it's like you get to see all different art forms. You hear the music, seeing beauty, skin, oil, dancing, oil, dancing, stretching, breathing, and then it's a beautiful woman. You can't beat that. Women are the greatest thing that have ever happened on the earth. So when it comes to niggas enjoying that, just to segue back into this, like, bro, like, come on, bro, niggas is coming through with the championship trophy. I mean, I don't believe in niggas get drunk as high schoolers. Now that's what the problem.
Yeah.
You're drinking as a high schooler.
Didn't you always find that funny how they could never really find accurate age actors though? Like, is that?
No, you don't want a teenage actor. I mean, you get grown men to play teenagers. That's just why would you want a teenager playing a teenager in a film? It's gonna have like
about
sex,
teenagers.
drugs. Yeah, I don't know. Why would I want a teenager playing that? They're not gonna look old enough.
They're teenagers.
Yeah, but why would you want an actual teenager playing a teenager? That's kind of crazy. What film can you name? What?
I know I haven't. That's why I've always thought about
why would you?
Because the script says teenagers, so it's like why not find an accurate? Because I feel like television they find teenagers to play.
But then you would have to deal with child acting laws, and you wouldn't be able to display the real things happening if it's an actual teenager because it would be.
Oh yeah, you're breaking down the legality that I'm not even.
Oh okay, yeah, I'm saying like in most movies about teenage shit, what happens? It's coming of age shit. So there's a lot of violence, sex, and I don't think actual teenagers would be able to perform these things because then it'd be like the teenagers.
Fair.
So okay. Like adults shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
So there's only one film that I can think of, and it's super bad.
What is it?
Super bad.
They weren't teenagers.
Only two of them were. Jonah Hill was 23.
Yeah.
The other two were 17. The other one was
18. Who, Michael Cera?
Yeah.
Oh, and then McLovin?
Yeah. I feel like, and that was a great example. No, actually, Project X as well. They were teenagers. Like, I feel like it can be done. Dang, both of those were white films. That's
yeah. You see them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are also smaller films too. Like
smaller. Had a pretty big budget.
But it was an indie project.
Really?
Yeah. They're actually trying to reprise 2. Actually, that's kind of what a lot of last year I was inspired by dance heavily before that, but I feel like a lot of that that Seeing Red project was created with the intentions and like the hopes of like being able to do something around that Project X reprise, which is supposed to be Project XX, but that kind of fell by the wayside. And that's just interesting because I feel like we don't even really have that much of that culture anymore of like house party films. Like I don't like. When's the last time? And to the concept of this, like, when's the last time you've been to a house party?
I feel like niggas don't be having cribs, throwing parties. You know, so.
But just you don't remember that culture where someone would just rent out of the house?
Be niggas' backyard and shit.
Yeah, that's just like
It used to be in niggas' backyard all the time. I feel like niggas just got like to the point where it's like, I'd rather be inside. It used to be like in specifically in Boston, like.
Well, no, there was house parties inside.
There was some, but not a lot. It wasn't a crazy amount.
I don't know, bro. I can't say.
I've been to way more outdoor parties than indoor
And so you think right now the reason that this don't happen as much is people don't really got the spots for it.
No, I just think niggas would like rather go to a venue, the liability, like
Oh,
niggas would
okay,
rather
rather
just
go to a
like
venue.
yeah, like where it's like yeah, like, we just go to the venue and rent out the venue.
So speaking of this, right, and like the nightlife, it's all there. We just went viral for being listed top 3 nightlife cities. The comments said otherwise. There's a lot of natives who felt strongly about that rating and had a lot to say. What are your thoughts on being the top 3 nightlife city?
I think Boston just doesn't understand what it has, but then I don't think it's the top 3 night. Like, see, what was the first 2?
I'd be lying if I
Yeah, I think like
said I knew.
when you talk about the diversity of experiences that happen in this city, I can understand and the support from the city itself to put on dynamic, safe nighttime events. Because that's the thing that a lot of people don't mention. Nighttime events are fucking dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of logistics
Nightlife
that
is
go into
dangerous,
that.
bro. It's
Yeah,
not like tea running all night long,
yeah,
clubs closing at 4 or 5, like drinking happy hour. You got happy hour. You got bringing in like being able to take out the bottles. That leads to increases in accidents, increases in domesticated situations, increases in a lot of bad things, bro.
yeah,
So when Boston's able to come together and create diverse experiences safely, you know, what I think that should be commended and respected as why and considered in that spot. Now I know it's not as popping as a city that's 40, 50 times bigger with way more population to serve it, obviously.
yeah,
But I'm talking about from square mile to square mile, what's able and how the city supports this nightlife should be supported and understood.
yeah,
But then also that safe element. Like we want to make sure our citizens are safe. You gotta respect that shit.
yeah,
Like, I get it. You want to be able to drink till 4. I get it. You want hookah. I get it. You want shit that's not that great. I understand. But at the end of the day, you want more people to die. You want more people to go to jail, and you want more acts of violence on our citizens. Fucking up. So there's certain things and changes you have to make sure you're safe. And I'm not opposed to it.
yeah,
But I also am way more understanding than most people. I'm not oh, this sounds right in my head. It's like, no, how does this make sense? That makes sense. But what I tell you, like I see firsthand the meetings that I'm in personally and just how much the city is aiming to activate, engage, and support its citizens in having a good time. You don't understand what's going on. Until you look at it from a lens that's higher than yourself,
yeah,
I know what's going on. They spend bread, they supporting niggas, they showing niggas like yo, do it here, it's here, they giving niggas ways. Where so they can look at it like it's not DC, it's not go to
Yeah.
DC then.
yeah,
Go to New York.
yeah. I'm someone who's always been an avid, uh, I'm sort of advocate for our nightlife and feeling like it's always been vibrant. I feel like I've always had multiple things to do, different diverse vibes, like you said. I love you using the word diverse. I feel like if I wanted to do this on this weekend, I can go do this. If I want to do something different, or like there's just a variation of things that you can do in pockets that you can fall into in Boston. And then, you know, like it has something for everybody. So I feel like that was interesting. That was a lot of the comment section that people felt otherwise. But
People sometimes run to like
yeah,
really pay attention to what's going on, man. I'm not one of those people that just talk. I'm one of those people that like really pay attention. Now I know it's not as bumping as other places. Don't get me wrong.
and
Those
not
other
making it
places
that
are like
way.
the biggest
Yeah,
places you can possibly name. Like this is a small city,
yeah,
but it's doing. When niggas come here, every time it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Like it's a very specific vibe, bro. And it's I think every city should aim for that, not try to be another city. What's your vibe? I think Boston has that vibe. Be smart. That's our vibe. So yeah, we're gonna be at the Museum of Science on a Thursday. Yeah, we're gonna be at smoking cafe on Friday. Yeah, we're gonna be at a Haitian restaurant on Saturday. Yeah, we're gonna be like so many different things to do, bro. Like, but it's also not that many things. But then also we're right down the street. If you want to catch a vibe, 4 hours in New York, 1 hour Rhode Island. Like, that's a beauty in itself. Like, if I really want to catch a stupid vibe, I'm in Soho for 5 hours
Yeah.
with my whip.
Yeah.
And then even if I don't want to bring my whip, I go to sleep 20 hours. And in 20 hours, I wake up in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah.
4 hours, catch a red eye, catch it at 1, get there by 5, I got the whole day. Catch the last one at 12, and I'm back at 5 the next day, here in my bed. Wake up, start the day again. I can do that shit every day if I want. So it's just like, what we chatting, bro?
Yeah. It's very simple. It's very simple. I guess we're at the point in the film now where the school is about to get shut down. Or they're locking the gym doors. Not the school getting shut down, they're locking the gym doors and they're not going to allow them to play games because of what I don't remember.
Grades.
The grades, that's what it
So
was.
he's locking the gym,
Mm-hmm.
not the school. He's making a decision like, yo, y'all niggas not doing enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta, you know what I mean?
I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately. Project management, you brought it up very briefly earlier, saying that there was a breakthrough resource for it. But how has someone who has had to do that, I feel like something that everybody is in life, just naturally, a bona fide project manager. Also, to more inform the question, recently there was I saw something where someone said finding a job in today's market is a full-time job in itself. So I say all that to say, like, being someone who has to do project management in a variation of ways, how do you do that when it comes to other people and, like, whether it be your clients or whatever the case may be, and then, like, making that your repertoire, like, as a coach, as to where you kind of instill, you have a philosophy, like, you have a philosophy for what you do.
Yeah. And, it strengthens during time. It always gets informed via different experiences. Um, and my philosophy is rooted in development and self-understanding. So I'm not like a strict type of coach, or like I'm not this type of nigga. I'm not locking the doors because your brain's on it. I'm the type of nigga where it's like you fall off, you get replaced, but then you come sit in and you make the effort to get better so you watch your spot. Or you could have just watched, so then this nigga can watch this nigga fall off. You don't want to see that. But then it's like, these are steps you need to be. I'm not about to babysit them because we're not in grown ass. We're grown ass.
Yeah.
If you want to do this, you have to come to work, commit yourself to it. Because I'm going to be committed. Because there's no ifs and buts or whether I'm as a coach, I lead by example. I'm not here to yell back what you need to do. Now I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to set plays for you. I'm going to situate you as well. But what you do when I pass the ball, I'm not walking you to the goal line.
Yeah.
I set the play up, put the players in position. You gotta walk. If you can't do your fucking job, you get the fucking players. And if I can't combine, same situation. That's just the way I work. I no longer do this naively. In the beginning of a management career, you can view a relationship with an artist or a creative very naively. When you think it's gonna last a lifetime. But the smart manager knows that any relationship and situation really has that expiration date. And that's okay. So it's about achieving as many goals as you can before the relationship expires or before one outgoes the other, or it just doesn't make sense to you. It's fine. It's a part of the business. So knowing that, understanding that players change, understanding I've reinvented my shit, rebranded my shit, and now I feel like, I'm in a place where now it feels like the Bulls in '89, like right, they lost game 7 to the Pistons, but then they hit the
Yeah.
Next year, you just get 7. Next year, good. Everybody in the way.
Yeah.
You gotta either make sure you draft a nigga like Jordan, make sure you scout, then pick up a nigga like Pippen, then also you need a Phil Jackson. So it's like understanding that like, I'm not Jordan and Pippen. I'll be Phil Jackson, but I'm also Jerry Krause.
Mm.
So I'll be those two, but I'm not Jordan and Pippen. The artists gotta be Jordan and Pippen. They gotta put up the numbers. So I'm not making music. I'm not promoting. But I'm going to be the team and coaching and making players. So even that, being the GM and also being the coach and having to hold myself accountable for the winning, bossing as a coach. That's so good.
Open up the damn gym. Hilarious. Man, what city was this based in again? I feel like it was like, it's gotta be like, maybe it was Detroit?
Detroit.
Oh, it's Cali. It says California on the plate.
What? Let the boys play. Crazy. Where's the camera at? All right. And you know, I was like, that angle is like crazy. Can you see my phone?
No, yeah, a little bit.
Okay, oh shit.
Can't see the screen.
Well, we were talking about that the other day. Bro has so many credits. Him and damn, what's bro's name?
Denzel?
No, other older, great head.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. They might have the most. Like there's white actors, but as far as like black,
Samuel Jackson definitely has made more money in film.
but like credits, he has an insane amount of. Have you seen Lean on Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you like that in comparison? Yeah, how do you like that in comparison? I feel like these similar stories, just more people.
I feel like that didn't have as much of a focus.
Lean on Me?
Yeah.
I feel like it was kind of.
They didn't have like a center. They weren't centered. Like you see how this has basketball? So it's centered around basketball. What do you mean on me?
Education.
What you mean by that?
Because it was literally like they were going to shut down the school, and this is it's like
so
shut
it's
down
the same
Brockton
film,
High.
but the center isn't good.
Yeah.
It's not entertaining though. I'm sorry, but it's not. But it's the same film. And Lean on Me is great. It's a great film.
Yeah, I always remember that auditorium scene where he's like, they're going to test you, and they believe that you will fail, and it's like he's talking to all of the students, and he pans and it shows like and it's just like so many different races of kids, and it just like shows the reality like now when you're living in the inner city, not much is different, but you don't realize that when you're coming up young and your parents don't a lot of time have there's no way to have that socioeconomic conversation to prepare you to like go into your schooling or going out and developing in the world. You gotta have to your point of observing as you get older. You just have to naturally see like, oh, it doesn't matter that this person is black or white. Like we can have very similar economic circumstances just based on where we're growing up. Like it doesn't matter the color of our skin. It's like, and they can be just as disenfranchised. It's like, but then there is also an external reality to that, to where there are things that you will still face no matter what. But like, even this, like, look at this corner of you got Shannon Tatum on the corner. representing the white boy in the hood, like representing that character because like it is a reality. This is crazy knowing how far Channing Tatum's range is. Like I just think of 21 Jump Street. I can't really as much in this moment take the show serious, but like to the point of making like look how diverse that corner is. Like that is the reality of the hood. You're gonna have all those different people. That's crazy.
What do you must?
Niggas gonna be killers for real. You big on LTCs and license to carry? Are you on that vibe?
Yeah, I mean, if each his own. So I'm not gonna say should or should. It's each his own. Like, I feel like if you're responsible to carry a gun, you're responsible and mature enough to do something to do it. But understanding that carrying a gun increases two things: the likelihood that you'll be killed and the likelihood that you'll kill somebody. As long as you understand that, and you're okay with that. You're fine.
Okay.
Type of nigga after you manage to try to go to your coach. That's a weird sequence of events. The nigga who kicked you off the team, that's a weird sequence of events. I don't know that's how they like you still got blood on your shirt, but you're at a nigga, you're at a coach's house, accidentally back on the back. Your priorities are obviously out of whack. See, like, bro, your man just died. The blood's fresh. It's on your clothing. And you're saying, I need the team. You're selfish.
Selfish?
This is selfish.
Oh, so what should he be sliding on the outside now?
He should be not at his coach's house begging to be back on the basketball team because he's scared.
I mean,
That's selfish. You're crying to a coach while you still have your man's blood on you. Like, that's where your mind went. It's like, I'm no longer on the team, that's why this happened. That's selfish as fuck. I feel like that's a weird way to process your man just getting killed.
yeah, it's crazy sequence of events.
I get it though for the movies. But it's like in real life, if a nigga did that, I would be like, you weird. You are strange.
But there's some dudes that they don't know what else to do. Like the coaches, that's why I
My
feel like
nigga,
this was a very
My
important
nigga,
film.
your man's just died in your arms.
Do you? I want to ask you to that point, right? Because I feel like this is a great segue to the questions. I feel like you are that to a lot of people. Like you talked about talking to your younger bulls, your young homies, and kind of instilling that game in them. I feel like for Coach Carter, a lot of these players was that not only that father figure, he may have been the big brother role, he may have been the uncle, whatever the case may be, but just the person, the go-to, being someone who does have to play a go-to in real life, being a talent manager for the artists that you've been working with, but also you kind of explained that earlier, like how you do that for some of the younger homies that you may have around. How do you play that role? That shit could happen. You could very well be on the other end of that.
Oh, when nigga coming to the door in blood, I'm gonna look at the nigga and say, "Are you fucking dumb? This is stupid."
So okay,
I'm that type of nigga. Look at you dropping chips.
Well, how have you handled when it's been like not that extreme? When it's just like
I can pick the chick up.
It fell.
It's straight. Well, pick the chick up, man. Pick the chick up, man.
That's hilarious. But yeah, how do you do that? How do you be there for the younger homies? Or the people
However
that
they
come
need
to
me
you?
to be, bro. Like I don't have like a set template for like how I deal with situations. I just deal with them. And, sometimes I don't deal with them the best way. But as a leader and as someone that's on it, I think my biggest skill in that regard is like I'm there, I'm present, I'm going to stay down. I think I do that really well. So I don't really worry about what situations are in front of us because I know I'm going to stay down throughout whatever. And you know, the artists, creators, or young bulls know they have a person in their corner when they're if you with me, you with me for real. Like I don't take that shit lightly.
Okay.
And what about you? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I personally feel like more recently I'm noticing a lot of guards naturally becoming a part of people's everyday disposition. So I don't know if I
I don't know. I don't
really
really
am
live with
there.
my guard like that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very rare to find individuals that aren't. And I feel like even at times we all do, because I can find myself naturally adapting to certain rooms and environments because that's what's happening. There's guards up, so
I
naturally.
think I adapt to certain environments.
Yeah, having known you for this time now, yeah, I think we all do naturally. It's not something we can necessarily. I would say that as well.
I'm talking shit.
But I think we all have those moments, but like I don't know. I don't think I've been able to be there for folks in that way, and I feel like I've been searching.
Well,
For
because you're also I don't know if you're that type of person.
I feel like I am though.
I don't know. Any person that's an artist, bro. This is gonna get deep. Any person that's an artist is a naturally selfish person. 100%. So when you're selfish naturally, it's hard for you to be with them. And it's okay. It's a part of your artistry. But I have not seen all artists think they're giving. Every artist thinks they're giving. It's like a thing. But then when you really break down what they're just giving themselves more to the world. So it's not really giving anyone anything. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not saying it's not giving anyone anything, but it is selfish. So now, and it's okay. But sometimes that selfishness in everything that you do can cause you to not be the best, like overall leader, because you have to be selfless to be a leader. Yeah. And, you literally got to think about what's best for the situation, and not what's best for yourself to be a positive leader most times. So,
I think at all times, honestly.
I think there's a lot of contradiction in that in artistry when it comes to it. But then, because you're a profound artist, or because you're a prominent artist that is able to like lead themselves, lend themselves to the world, then people expect you to lead. And that's like, I think, like a weird thing. Like, because someone is so good at being them, it's automatically expected that they should lead others. And I think that there's a disconnect there.
There's a paradox.
Yeah, I think there's a big disconnect there. The artist should be able to just be them. If they want to lead, they can, but they shouldn't be forced to.
Subjugate.
Yeah, to lead. Like, no, bro. Keep doing you, bro. It's okay to be a selfish artist like that. It's perfectly fine.
They call that the microphone complex.
Yeah.
Or megaphone complex.
Megaphone complex. Word. But yeah, so with you, like, I do think you have natural leadership qualities, but then I do think there's two sides of, you being an artist and then you being a leader. I think they're compartmentalized. I don't think they're both connected. Honestly.
Okay.
I think you compartmentalize
them. Would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
It's not for me to judge. It's not for me to judge.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you do it well. I think you personally do it well.
Okay.
Yeah. But I can't say the same for everybody.
I do think to the point of or maybe not compartmentalize, balance, but you spoke about the thing of balance earlier. So maybe it's like I found the unique way to harmonize those two things.
Yeah. And I think maybe I don't see you, I would be intrigued to see you in more spaces with different types of rappers. I would love to know what that looks like. I don't think I honestly have seen you in like a room and it's like, and I'm not saying Boston rapper, I'm not saying, I'm saying like there's a Detroit rapper, there's a LA rapper, there's a Atlanta rapper, and then there's Hard representing Boston. I would love to see how that like boom is
shifts.
Yeah, or like how like I just haven't seen it. I would love to see like your value there.
Yeah.
I would love to see it. And I would love to see you put yourself in that type of situation as well.
I either make the room feel very small
What's it?
or make it feel very big.
Yo, say a lot of nothing at once. Nigga said I said a lot. Said a little. What are you saying? what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I feel like I mean what I said.
No, I mean. All right. What is making the room feel big?
The opposite of making it feel small.
Crazy. Make the room feel big, bro. Make the room feel big.
No, what does that mean?
Like, the room get bigger.
Alright, niggas is just nah, niggas in here cutting up. Like, what does it mean, bro?
It means the opposite of making the room feel small.
But
What is making the room
feel small. What does
Make
it
the room
mean?
feel small.
What does that mean?
The opposite of making the room feel big.
All right, man.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
see the conundrum. All right, it's all good, bro.
It's
all
just
good.
a feeling. I don't know how to necessarily describe it. But
So
like,
all I'm saying, like,
you know
okay,
how you
so,
said, I guess you can equate it to what you feel like is adding value to a room. Or
yeah, and I
bringing
can tell
value
you
to a
like actual
situation.
like what I mean by adding value. I mean like increasing what's going on. So when I connect the dot and something happened outside of the room, I know I added value to that said room. Like,
Okay, I'm not fault. I don't mean to cut you off. I know it is. Like, I guess if we're talking increase, it's energy, and I feel like however you want to determine that is like what it is, and so I say it's the energy, the increase of energy. So I can make the energy feel very bright, or I can make it feel very dark.
okay. Say that.
Yeah.
Say that. What do you know that? I enjoy this guy. Like, I honestly, me and Hans have bad conversations. Hans is like one of the most interesting people you'll ever meet in your fucking life. Like, oh God, like
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I enjoy you, bro. Because sometimes, bro, like when I first met you, I was like, "Is he dead ass? You dead ass?" And I love that. I love that about you. Like, no. Honestly, bro, like it's very enjoyable how you are yourself, bro. It is mad fucking fun. I can't. Yeah. But back to that is like I think when you talk like that, it's hard to be a leader.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like when you here, it's hard. Where that nigga needs to know exactly where his position is on the field. That nigga needs to know exactly what time he needs to pass the ball, and then this person needs to know the play and know the exact element. It ain't a time to be like, well, the court is the court, and the court can be whatever you need it to be. Nah, nigga, this is how we maneuver in the court. Not to say those are the best leaders, but I just think like
More effective.
Yeah, because it's like, nah, nigga, this is the play.
Effective leadership.
But triangle offense, because you know you got Doug Collins who come around and tell Jordan go score 60 a game, and yeah, Jordan gets all the individual accolades and he gets all the hype. But when they win championships, when Phil Jackson comes in and says, we're going to triangle offenses. You're going to pass it twice before we even start a play.
Yeah.
And that's when they win championships. And then Phil Jackson goes on and does it again with Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal with the Lakers.
Yeah.
So his process is proven to create champions. Whereas a nigga might tell you, okay, KD, go score 100. And that's cool and all. But then KD did to go with the niggas who are well coached by another nigga who's a Phil Jackson disciple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, like when it comes to like leadership, coaching, like what niggas need to know to lead. Like any nigga can tell a nigga who's great or good, go score 60. But to get a nigga to implement a system takes a very specific type of leader. And to buy in to something. You know what I'm saying? To buy in, you have to be direct. Because what am I buying into? You know what I mean? When it comes to sports or team or development or something, you have to know what you're selling them to buy into. Like Phil Jackson has the triangle offense. That's his bread and butter. That's how people know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as a leader, I view putting work as the triangle offense of like black music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? like a triangle development conglomerate of systems that are needed to be an artist. Not to say that our systems are per se the best or our developments are per se the biggest.
Yeah.
But we have everything we need. So when we come to a table, we can dissect what the situation is from an element of we have everything. We know the system, so we know what our partners need to do for us.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. No, I mean that's eloquently put. I feel like, and it's honestly super relatable. You use the Phil analogy for like the coaching philosophy, but I feel like Coach Carter had a philosophy.
Yeah, and his was the philosophy of
Education was
and no, what you do outside of the court impacts else inside.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so, it's like yeah, bro. Before you can even step on here, you gotta have your grades right. Gotta be clean. Gotta be together as a team. Gotta do things in unison. Gotta practice together. Gotta do suicides. If one fucks up, we all fuck up. So he's creating a mindset, a framework, so that when they're on the court together, they can go ahead and flow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, and then so he's creating a mind state for the team to adopt.
Yeah. That's absolutely right, man. How do you? I mean, I kind of asked you that question though, but I feel like you're wise. You're wise beyond your years, though.
Yeah, I'm like an old guy.
Why you equate everything to ageism?
It's not ageism when I say I'm like an old ass nigga, because
Well,
I'm obviously a young ass nigga that's acting like an old ass nigga.
But
It's lived experience.
do you feel like certain things are really old? Because you mentioned that earlier, like.
Now, when you get to a point, bro, like youthfulness, bro, is somewhat a naive ignorance of bliss. The act of like you see the sun, you don't understand how the sun works or why it's feeding you or why you're happy that it's touching your face.
Yeah.
The minute you know, like, oh, vitamin C, vitamin, it kind of takes away from the sun just hitting. That's what I'm saying. Like the older you get, the more informed you get, the more understanding you have. Yeah, you have the ability to do more, but it's not as fun as when you're just fucking around when you're young. You know?
So it's like ignorance.
Ignorance is definitely that shit's fire. That shit's fire, man.
Look at bro. You remember Love Can't Cost a Thing?
Of course.
Why is he reminding me of homie here? Have you ever had that moment? I know it's a complete segue from what you just talked
No,
about.
it's all good.
Have you ever had that moment of a shorty to where she's like a choosing up? A choosing up, where shorty got to choose up.
Yeah, man. Take pictures.
Yo, you heard that? Watch out.
Nah, I mean, I'm a grown man now. But at the end of the day, when you're young, and niggas get your shorty tough. It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, it's one of those things where it's eye to eye. You know, some days you get you win, some days you lose. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, it's really, as you get older, you start to figure out that it's not really on you. It's really on the woman's ability to discern. You don't want no girl that can't really discern anyway. So if you choosing up in a moment, really dumb.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it don't really even matter. It's like you're just showing that you don't have the will or mind power to stay down.
Yeah.
I don't want no woman like that, but yeah, women shows up, but then it's also like it shows up and gets thrown out. You get what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna come over here and think this is you just come on, bro. Like so, shorty is like the same difference. It's like everything that glitter not gold, bro. The other side ain't all. Everything comes with pros and cons.
Yeah.
Everything comes with pros and cons. At least I tell niggas all the time, man. Put your shorty into the water, throw it to the wolves, see what she bite. Nigga.
Okay.
Don't be scared. Don't cheap on no chain. Let her free. She fucking roam like a cat. Let her roam like a cat. She a cat. Let a cat be a cat. A kind of domesticated cat. Let it be outside. They do cat-like things.
That's fair. That kind of makes me think about like leaving, like not leaving people where they are, but like understanding people for who they are when they tell you who they are.
Oh, they show you.
Yeah, they show you.
Yeah, you know, I'll be damned, bro. Like you you gotta hold something down, like let it go. You gotta hold it too much. The work's gonna be there. I'm not holding it, no union hostage. That's why I think that like they should.
I mean, that's the point. Like he had to make a decision in order.
You gotta do what you gotta do, but
Game day. And one sponsor.
yeah, man, everyone was huge.
You used to watch anyone?
Yeah, of course. Professor. What was bro's name?
Hot sauce? I never.
Nah, the big movie.
Oh, Earthquake? No, not Earthquake.
Escalade.
Escalade. Yeah. What sport did you play back in the day? You hooping?
I wrestled with Steve.
Okay. Speaking of sports, I feel like there's so many sports now.
I see the power slap.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's crazy.
Oh, I got a deep question. You've been in the game for a while. What's the largest production you've been on? Like the production set, like day, time.
The largest I've done is 13 people across 4 days. That's the one that I've been. The largest one I've been a part of, like big.
But yeah, just like either been to part of it,
Yeah,
just
big
whatever.
I went to see. I got to see like a talk show and shit. One of my artists was a part of like virality. How you say that?
Virality.
Virality. One of the artists I managed at the time was a part of like what's his name? Banks. Desi.
Desi Banks.
Desi Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was part of one of those. And actually got like 10 million.
Oh,
It was like
a,
shot on iPhone. But they had people saying like that. IMDb or shit.
Oh, okay,
We
okay.
got like it was like one of those like viral clips. Yeah. But he does like production shit. And then show wise. On the set. We did like college production.
Yeah. I imagine it's like, what's the longest time you've been on the set?
For a shoot that I did. It was like a video shoot, shot like 2 videos, and I orchestrated. But then one of the craziest production I did, like orchestrated, like I hired like a team of like 8 while my artist was in Japan. And I was in Boston. And I hired them like in like in like 2017.
And so, what was the concept of that video? Just break down the concept.
It was some simple shit like getting exploring Tokyo, showcasing like being in the hotel, like simple shit. It was like a copy record, so it was just like showcasing different parts of Tokyo, wearing some clothes and like flashing money in the hotel, like Tokyo.
And one sponsor is there. I think this brings me like a great thing to like a motivation moment.
Yeah.
Being someone, I'm pretty sure you've had to do that a lot for not just the artist work, but just in general. Like how do you, someone who I feel like is always has that level of enthusiasm be able to offer that energy to others?
Yeah.
Where do you recharge? How do you recharge?
I find joy in my work. So I usually just take a step back and reflect. I rest and reflect.
Yeah.
Press reflex is that. Chill, reflect, think, motivated. When it comes to motivating artists and shit, we do moments where, like, let's say MC4 on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? I'm like probably one of the first people to call, like, once he like goes home on the shit.
Yeah.
Then like we just have to talk like, bro, you just did something.
Yeah. Monumental.
Yeah, no matter when you lose or draw, like, shit like that. Like, that was like a very long. Like, we talked for like an hour after that. Just right after that. Either way it goes, some crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know, keep your head up. Like, way more fights. Like, it's just the start.
Yeah.
Shit like that, man. But that was like a real ass combo. You know, it was like big for me too. Like, bro, you really get some like crazy shit from the city. So being a part of that, being a manager, shit, like blessing. Bless a lot of people in this town. So you can't feel down about the moment.
Yeah.
It's just a moment.
Yeah. What do I like? Have you had a one before stage, like before going on stage, or maybe before going to a
like,
shoot? Before
Mary Sean's like Sean Wyatt, Mary's first like headline show. Just have a moment we all pray together. You know what I'm saying?
oh, okay, that's dope.
Yeah, we sold out the overall, so like 400 people backed out. First time performing like a project we worked real hard on like 2 years. We went on, we just prayed together, have moments. Yeah, even when we got to before, but stage on the House of Blues stage, that was crazy. Or even before that, he performed one VMA for R&B Artists of the Year. He performed like, this is like 2019.
Yeah.
Boston Music Awards. On the background. So we just prayed that we talk, have our moments. That was like my sister.
Yeah. You're so yeah. I mean, being someone who seems very philosophy based, you have rituals for certain things. I know you've spoken about like that analogy to where Quincy Jones said like, majority of the time spent in the studio should be laughter. Should be
Yeah, I mean,
like,
yeah, my whole thing
you got
is like,
certain rituals and stuff.
yeah, my whole thing is like, bro, have fun with this shit. Like, we're doing some fun shit. Shit don't have to be super serious. You know? We can have a plan and like have a good time. Like, when you make music, you're supposed to have a good time. You're supposed to be feeling good about it. And so that's just my like. So it's like I don't drink anymore. Back when I used to drink, I have my studio on the ride. You know, you set the tone. You know, like the Don Julio all the time, type of shit. But you set the tone in the studio. Like, you know, bro, like we're coming here, we set the intention. Like, let's say we're working on a project. We're gonna talk about the project before we make music. Like, even when you come in the next day, like we're working on Spirit of Warrior, we're talking about Spirit of Warrior, like what we wanted it to achieve. You know, so even that energy, we give C4 talking about the project, talking about it. Things like, okay, we're trying to make, or we'll listen to some of the projects, like what's missing.
Yeah.
We'll work on what's missing. And, you know, that's kind of my system. Then my system is like final inclusion of my executive production, which is like listening to the tracks like all night, all night by myself. I've heard Eternal Dialect, Spirit of the Wind, like 300 times.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like right before we got the Wind. Like Spirit of the Warrior, I was in charge of, I think I was like on the radio and some shit. I was listening to that shit so much while I was listening to the track list. That shit's crazy. I was so charged up, but I was feeling that shit. That shit's so funny.
Yeah.
So when you feel like that, like you need something. Yeah, we just got an album, 16 tracks. It's a real album.
Yeah.
Sonic beat. The nigga picked this shit up for 10 years. This shit's still going. Like,
Yeah.
it's so sonically put together. And I know it's gonna age better. It's so well put together.
Yeah.
Like, niggas is still discovering that shit today and hearing it. I didn't know this body work.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So the process of coming up with that, or even when I did a executive producer album for artists in Atlanta called Validate. I'm sorry I was scared. Fashion. So,
Yeah.
so he already had the records. That's usually not how you think you gotta make the records with the artist. That's how you do it. He already had the records, so I just came through, listen mad times and really like overall scope and track list. And that was one experience for when I did a album called Instinct for artists in Atlanta. That was fun too because he had the records already, so I just came boss block party. Come on with the system. Yo, bro, for this project, draw it, draw it, draw the cover, hand draw it. I see this doodle, draw it, drew it. It's so good on the screen. And we make it attractive with song that sounds good. Doing videos, matches, everything.
Yeah.
It's just all good. I love seeing shit come together.
Kind of fruition.
Yeah, the system of it is like somewhat the same. I have my own way of doing it, but then I'm also open because the artist is
Vision as well.
yeah,
So he's
it's
like
mainly theirs.
co-vision.
It's theirs because their
Yeah.
name is on it, so it's theirs. I'm just here as my executive production. So
Yeah.
I do have a system of executive production. I think that it does work. I think it makes it.
Yeah. You and speaking to that system, you also have that knack, and I feel like a part of the executive production that a lot of times when people may just see that credit, they don't understand what else goes into that. Like talk about your ability to sequence music and understand sonically where a project should go from start to finish, what should be there, what records are necessary. There's an A&R component that goes into that as well, and like being able to understand good music.
Yeah.
Like how have you built an ear for that, and how do you identify when artists are able to like, oh, okay, like you're pretty good at that yourself, because you know artists have to have that kind of skill too.
Yeah,
to even,
and I think it's the art of storytelling. Like, what story are we telling with this project?
yeah,
Like, so based off the story, like if you hear Spirit of the Warrior, it's like a day. It's like a day of revelations. Like where he wakes up and he progressively gets angry at situations to where it results in pure energy in the middle. And then there's a wind down of reflection that starts off like painful, like heavy hearted. One chance is a day. It goes heavy hearted, and it goes crown. Like Jordan Trier interlude, crown, heavy hearted, and then it like boils down into like, okay, triumphant. Like then it's one chance, and then it's like after one chance, which is about a woman, it's like triumph after that. Like it's like, okay, cool. Now it's all love. It's all shake the world, all love, and like that's how the album ends. Like,
Yeah.
all love. So it's like it starts with wake up and it ends with all love, and in the middle is like anger, like reflection.
So the through line is like these emotions that he's experiencing over
Yeah, and
the
then in
course
the
of
middle
the day.
there's a switch. Like before wake up, the switch is the becoming, and then from the becoming you get Jordan into it. There's a switch that goes off in his head. Like it's better, it's bigger than anger.
Yeah.
I feel like that's spirit. It's storytelling.
Yeah, that was a well put together album. I've always been a big fantasy for it, so like he always gonna have my vote. But also I want to point out, just making remember, y'all had my homie Randy in the visual for fuck. He's
Yeah, this is
what's more in the background. But the thing is, it's like I'm not knowing that until seeing the visual, and it's just like that is crazy because it's like I have two different separate relationships with them, but I would not even know that they know each other.
Yeah.
But so that was crazy and beautiful to see because I feel like I more recently had seen Randy go viral, just from his Instagram content that he's been doing. Like, and so to see, I'd like to see more of that amongst the creatives, like how we incorporate it. And I've known you on the executive production side of that. I didn't know how much of you played into that, like coming together, that in particular. But I thought that was a great like addition to the story that y'all was telling. But see, yeah, even kudos to C4. It's like, yeah.
That's all.
And it was, I feel like that to the point of the story. Okay, so to the storytelling component though, I felt like that made that visual even more cohesive for me into the story and the picture that you are painting with Spirit of a Warrior, which I thought was just like not only interesting, but I also felt like telling, because I remember at that time you was talking about having a couple of videos that were coming out, and just like y'all had an onslaught for I guess it is to the storytelling component, the world that you wanted to build with Spirit of a Warrior. And it's just like the world that was created and kind of like I guess I didn't really see the going through the day concept until you pointed out now. but I always understand the emotions.
Like, it doesn't have to be necessarily a day, just a body of time.
Okay.
Like, don't look at it like a day, because it's not 24 hours that we go through all these things. It's just a body of time where it's like there's a beginning, middle, end, and final.
Yeah.
Like, coming to somewhere with the final.
Okay.
And that was one of the first records we did together.
Y'all recorded that in a few different spots, right?
Yeah, all in Boston. We should put it at my first spot in New York, Girl Studios in my second spot.
Okay. Say that. So it's looking like this coming to an end.
That rap.
Yeah, but so we normally, as we close out the stream, we'll ask like the closing question of like, how do you want to be remembered? You know, with the conversation we had today, I feel like we touched on a lot. Yeah. Thank you for coming and sharing. You know, well, it's always good to hear from you in these settings too. I feel like we don't get to. We spoke about that. You're not just a person who's just going to be talking. Yeah. So it is very special. We get to
I still feel like I envy you more than most people. But
I mean, people want to hear from you, so I guess that's just a sign there. But like, how do you want to be remembered?
As someone that worked hard, worked smart, added value to everyone who got the opportunity to walk through, created doors for people to walk through easier, better, more efficient. Bro, I just want to be someone that is ready for assisting, elevating, and helping to add value, grow everything you touch, no matter how big or small it was. Whether it be an artist's career, whether it be an organization, whether it be back in the city. Everything that I put my hands on, value that. Stock world.
That's hard. Yo, you heard it here first. Add value to everything that you're doing. Lead with the intention to add value. This is another live stream episode of Behind the Art.
You know what the fuck going on, man.
My
We out
boy,
here,
bro,
man. Put in work, man. Put in work, man.
You feel me?
Big
Let the
threes,
people
man.
know where they
Boston,
can tap in
man.
what you at.
Rob Puts in Work on all platforms. www.putinwork TV is my media platform. www.putinwork.co is my company's page on domains and shit. But my personal Instagram is Rob Puts in Work. My company's Instagram is Putting Work TV, and then our YouTube is at Putting Work. Subscribe, follow. Yeah, we have 500 subscribers in 2025.
Okay.
Watch us in 10 years, see how many subscribers and views we have.
Say that.
Yeah.
You know where to find your boy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is another episode of Behind the Art, live from Some Cluster.